I don't really like this t-shirt, but it's laundry day. So I'm going to tell you guys a story called The Fox and the Grapes. I drew these 3 pictures listening to really sad music, and I think it actually affected my mood, and I was also looking up what I'm about to talk about, and it really affected my mood. So I'm a little weird right now. I feel a little off, kind of like I did when I made that fortress. I dare you to come up with one reason why I should come out of my blanket fort. Because I was sort of down. Let's get to it. The Fox and the Grapes. The Fox and the Grapes have to star at least a fox. There once was a fox who wanted grapes. How could you not want grapes when they look and taste delicious? The only problem that our hero fox had was that the grapes were way up high, just right out of the fox's reach. The story of the Fox and the Grapes is an old fable. It reads as, "The fox who longed for grapes beholds with pain the tempting clusters were too high to gain. Grieved in his heart, he forced a careless smile, and cried, 'They're sharp and hardly worth my while.'" Shut up, dog. Now, if you didn't catch what just happened, our fox really wanted some grapes. The grapes were too high for him to reach, and he called the grapes sharp and hardly worth his while. In other versions of the story, he looks up and he says, "They're probably not ripe. I don't need them." He dismisses them quickly. What the story has to do with, really, is about cognitive dissonance. It's when you actually feel discomfort because of your own conflicting ideas or beliefs or what have you. It really has to do a lot with social psychology, and if you feel this thing, you sort of feel one or a combination of the following: anger, guilt, surprise, a dreadful feeling, or even embarrassment. The problem with cognitive dissonance is that everyone is really touchy about what they feel. It's like with religion. If you insult someone's religion, chances are they're going to get offended. If you don't have a religion, but if somebody tries talking to you and preaching to you to believe in a religion, then you might become a little offended. One time I went with my friend to some group church activity thing. We were dropping off food, and for the record, I'm not an atheist. Actually, I don't really have any religion. But I've never once considered myself an atheist. I just consider myself absent of religion, which is fine. And it's not because I hate God. I just try to be a good person as best as I can. I try to do well by others. I know what it's like to hurt. I know what it means to do bad. I just don't need religion. So my friend introduced me, for whatever reason, as an atheist to these really religious people. On my way leaving, one of them stopped me. He said, "Hey Angel, you say you're an atheist?" I didn't say yes. I responded with, "I guess." "Well, that's fine, because I don't believe in you either." Looking back on it, I should have said no, but the point is that I just shrugged and let it go. And I literally said nothing to these people about what my stupid friend said to them for whatever reason that I was atheist, even though, again, I never said I was, and it offended them, even though I didn't say anything directly to them. Social psychology is a really interesting thing. If you take the Fox and the Grape story to the way people handle their beliefs, you can most likely relate it to anything. There's this thing known as the Benjamin Franklin effect. It talks about, if I help someone, I will be more likely to help that person again than they will be to help me. Let me give you an example. That young gentleman that told me he doesn't believe in me either, if after that I were to help him out, some sort of favor, give him a ride somewhere, I would be more inclined to give him a ride than he were to give me a ride back. Because I helped him, he would let the hatred that he had for me for simply calling myself an atheist, which again, I never did, he could let that go, and he would start to see me in a more positive light just because I did him a favor. But if you apply the Fox and the Grape story, he quickly dismissed me. It's just all social behavior and people not understanding how they feel. The fox looks at the grapes, he wants them at first. He sees the grapes and he wants them. But because they're too high for him to reach, he calls them bitter, says they're not ripe enough, and walks away with a forced smile. There's a line in an Arctic Monkeys song, and I'm sorry to have to bring up Arctic Monkeys again, because I know at this point the whole channel knows how much I really, really love them. But there's a song called Bigger Boys and Stolen Sweethearts. The lyric goes, "You said you wasn't sad to see her go, oh, but I know you were though." And it talks about a guy who likes someone, she leaves him, so he's like, I'm better off without her anyway. But he's not, he's actually still feeling sad, he's just trying to make himself feel better. If you put that frame of mind, that you don't need the grapes, that you don't need the girl, then yeah, you will make yourself feel better. And I think that's probably why a lot of breakups happen the way they do. A lot of people stop talking to each other after a breakup. And it's probably because if you put them out of your life, it'll be easier to move on. You can say that you never needed that person to begin with, or you can say that you don't need them anymore because they're bad for you. You can also blame them for the breakup. You can tell them that they need to do some serious self-reflection on who they are. But it's all about being okay with the situation and being able to move on. I had to deal with that personally, and that's about as far as I want to go into that personal level, about being blamed and self-reflection stuff. But the Kevin Smith film Chasing Amy deals really well with the Fox and the Grape story. Spoilers if you haven't seen Chasing Amy. The character of Holden McNeil can't handle that his girlfriend Alyssa had a three-way with two guys before she had met him. He finds this out in the middle of them dating, and he has a really hard time letting it go, being happy with her. It eventually leads to their downfall because he can't let it go. Remember what I said, cognitive dissonance is about conflicting ideas within yourself. Anyway, I hope I've said something that you can actually take away from this. Comment on last week's videos.
Angel, King Angel!
King Angel? So I noticed that on Katie's video, she commented on her own video, "Oh my god, you're so gorgeous. I wish I looked like you." And then Vlog Village posted a comment on that video saying, "Wow, seems like Diva Katie is the new fan favorite." Who's writing this stuff? Vlog Village has also been liking their own videos, specifically Diva Katie's videos. You know, rating them in the thumbs up direction. So that's pretty interesting.
Tell my 7-year-old self to avoid negative emotions. They really don't help you. I would also probably emphasize that life is not a right, it is a gift. You really should view life as a gift that you should absolutely pursue with that in mind. What's the purpose of life is assigning a judgment or a value that there should be a purpose. There is none, other than that which you assign to it. The universe is too big to give a damn about us.
Again, really enjoy what you have to say, James. The whole deal about prosperity, and even the laundry thing.
Everything you do affects you. You know, if you skip laundry one day just because you're lazy and you want to watch TV, that has a psychological impact that affects all the actions you do, and these things compound.
It kind of relates to this channel. You can not do your laundry, but it does bleed into the rest of your life. Which kind of leads me... Lauren, hey, missed you again on Friday. And I know Hannah was wondering where you were too on yesterday's video. So yeah, hope to see you soon on this channel.
When you're in high school, you ought to start hanging out with Angel Rincon. He wants to do film. He actually makes all these great shorts and played with all these great friends. Ryan Parsons, you know Ryan Parsons? He's best friends with Angel, and they make films. So you just go hang out with them.
Yeah, we did make some short films in high school.
You got us into another fucking cul-de-sac.
But I don't think we can be friends anymore. Look, I'm glad you were telling me that I don't have a bad face, but you insulted Conan O'Brien. And I love Conan. I love him with a passion. I think I can forgive you, but I don't think you're asking for an apology anyway. So maybe you should just quit the channel. Anyway, I'm glad some of you guys enjoyed the threesome video that we did for Valentine's Day. I remember when Craig was putting his fingers all around my nose and lips. I remember thinking, his hands smell like Mexican food. And I can't wait to see your guys' pictures. Bye forever!